What's up, AfterBuzzers? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Season 5, Episode 9, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, True Hollywood Story. Teairra holds a press conference. Sean Love makes a deal with Applewats. And Jaywill is a little bit jealous of LaBrittany. Stay tuned for all that and more.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
I hop in the club and pop a show love, and I don't even put in work. I hit it first.
It's funny because Ray J, he's not that great of a singer, but he always comes out with hits. Like every song he has is a hit.
Oh yeah, and we gotta show love to our cast members. We played LaBrittany. We played everybody except for Applewats.
We had Lyrica last week or the other week.
And Bridget. We gotta get Bridget in here. So, all right, y'all.
I just realized that girl looked like Kim K. That's funny.
Oh, he has a type. He has a type.
I don't think I've ever seen the video for this.
Princess looks like Kim K a little bit, though, right?
You think
that's
Princess
what the song
does?
is about. Yeah.
You think Princess does?
No.
I think she looks like Kim K.
I don't think so at
A
all.
little bit.
Nah, maybe because of
I
the
think
two
he likes the
descents.
silky,
Like I
long
see.
hair, light skin type.
Princess's hair is like right here though. I think.
But it's still silky. It's like a Kardashian type.
Well, she's like Asian versus like Armenian, or Filipino versus like Armenian.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Miss Conversation Peace, and I got my girls right here with me.
Hey, I'm DJ. What's up, everybody?
Yes, what's up, Kayla Renee?
And we got to get right into this episode. What are your overall thoughts? What are we thinking right now? We're in the middle of the season. A lot going on.
I just want some clarity because I keep getting confused. Like, I want to be on one person's side, but then, I don't know, somebody comes out with some new evidence and receipts, and I'm just getting all like, wait, what? This kind of doesn't, like, you know, this doesn't make sense here. So I'm just so confused. This whole Teairra situation, I was on her team, but I'm thinking she might have had something to do with setting up the whole scandal, I think. That's my
Everything is super unpredictable. I'm like, once you feel like you may have found something out, you're just like, they throw you for a loop. It's like, nope, like, think again. But I was super disappointed in Brooke. I'm not a fan of Brooke anymore.
Yeah, I am too. I don't know, like, what is going too far on these shows? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the messiness, the pettiness, like, the disrespect, blatant disrespect is just like...
Yeah, I lost respect.
You guys are a little older than I am, and this is just, like, embarrassing at this point.
Yeah, because I used to like her, so I don't know. But let's get into... like the meat of it. Teairra's press conference was what it was all about. So in the beginning, Teairra tells Brooke about it. They meet up. So they kind of just, you know, are becoming new friends now. Teairra's needing the support she's been hiding. I don't think Brooke's a good friend though.
At all.
I don't think and I think maybe Teairra's going to eventually see her true colors, and there's probably going to be another whole set of beef between them.
Yeah, because she's mad at Nikki right now, so it's kind of like she's looking for a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a vulnerable time, but I think Brooke kind of sees that. Like, you know what I mean? She's preying on somebody who's, like, going through something, like Akbar is. Like, she came up and told her the story about, like, oh, yeah, girl, I mean, I want to tell you this before everybody else says, but I met him at a grocery store. He gave me the whole little swoon, and he's a charmer. And then the next thing you know, he was saying that same storyline to, like, 4 different women that she knew or something like that. But I'm just like, what was, I didn't get her purpose. I was just like, what was the purpose of putting Brooke in that whole situation?
She's like, I turned him down. Why didn't you, girl?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I was just like, where is this going?
I
Like,
knew he was nothing.
I'm like, so you called me to this little park to tell me you had a little fling with my man at one point? Or
See,
what?
this is the thing. Brooke is in every scene this episode.
Yeah.
The hustle is real. She's securing the spot for season 6. She's going to make sure she's there. So she's going to be in everybody's business. That's what's going on right there. I don't know. I don't know if it was genuine. It seemed like it kind of was.
It looked a little phony.
I mean, I was happy that. I mean, I think it was I think it was a good on her part to like kind of fill Teairra in on who Akbar is. It kind of gives her more insight of like who you're dealing with, you know.
But then she's like, but you are still kicking it with him. I mean, Brooke is like Carly Red.
Definitely.
Like,
They needed somebody to go around being messy, spreading everybody business.
I don't know. Who wants to be the bad guy? I don't know. But then we go to the video shoot where Amber and Apple, they're doing a video together with some random. I hope they don't try to put this guy on the show because we don't need.
Nobody
I don't
else.
think. Maybe we could use somebody else, but just not him. Because he didn't leave a lasting impression. She was like, he looking like a snack. I'm like, girl, it's more. You can get with Ray J. No, not Ray J, because he's taking. Who was the fine? Who was under this?
Safari? Like, I don't know.
No.
Safari's not right for her.
Rockstar?
No, definitely not.
Absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
We gotta find
slim
somebody for
pickings.
Apple because that dude is not it, girl.
Maybe she just don't need nobody in the industry. She just need a good guy who work at CVS or something. Like,
Why you give her CVS though?
you never know. Look, he could be CVS and something else, like doing security or something. Like, who knows? Like, she just need her regular brother,
Okay.
regular man.
Yeah.
Well, we get into Bridget's performance. Everybody's there. Moniece in his wig though. That wig.
That blonde one just needs to
Was
go.
was it cocked to the side though?
I don't know. It's just
I
never.
just-
it wasn't a solid part.
I noticed she just kept on playing with her wig. Like, it was just in her face every time she was talking. She's like, oh. I'm like, okay.
It was a little matted. It was just like there was no visible part. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, she should have brushed it out or something. Spray some hairspray on it. I mean, but what I've been noticing is like they need a new writer for these confessionals because everybody's like, yeah, I've been in the industry for 10 years. Yeah, this has been going on for 10 years. And I'm like, are y'all feeding them the same lines? Because they all pretty much have been in the game for, well, not all, but a lot of them have been in the game. Brooke, Teairra, Bridget had deals. They didn't go well, but they still kept pushing. But it's like, are they slick throwing shade at the producers? Are they slick throwing shade at them? Or you?
I don't know. It just it kind of seems like I don't know why it just seems like it happens so like often and frequently that like people they get a good record deal, they got a couple hits, and it's like once they lose that deal or something goes bad, then they start just kind of doing like regular things and music ain't really that good no more. It's like I don't know. I feel bad for these people because I'm like nobody's checking for Teairra Marie's new hit or Brooke's new single, Bridget's new hit. Like,
Well, they're
if
doing
it ain't Girl Fight #2. Like, I don't know. We not looking for it.
That's what I'm like. Did they lose their motivation? Was it the kids that slowed them down? Like, what was it?
It could have been a mixture of everything.
Or
you
maybe
know?
just not being in the game too long. You know what I mean? Like, or being gone for so long. Like, we heard Brick's Girl Fight. I was like, I was in middle school or something. Like, middle school, going to high school. So I'm like, I'm 26 now. Graduated college. That was years ago, sis. So it's like.
But it's like, if you think about it, Teairra was supposed to be on the level of Rihanna. So it's just kind of like, dang, sis, you should have made friends with Rihanna instead of like, I don't know what
Trying
happened.
to look at her as competition.
And there's
Yeah.
new artists coming out, and you know they're just changing the game so quickly. I guess it's probably hard for them to kind of keep up with, like, I guess the new trend or the new wave or something. So that could be
But
part of
clearly,
it,
I
too.
don't know. Her and Rihanna have two different mentalities. They probably wouldn't have clicked anyway, though. Because clearly you see Rihanna as like a boss. She ain't like caring about no men and what they got to say or what they doing or how much money they got. And it's like Teairra has been like looking for like a man to lean on like this whole entire time.
She been looking for a sponsor. She wrote that
Yeah, I
song
was
a
like,
while ago.
after that sponsor, she's definitely just been on the hunt. Because it's like, you've been all up in these men's lives and stuff and not worried about your music.
Well, Bridget seems to be doing pretty well. She's planning a girl trip to London, and is she paying for this, or is
I was
Donatella
wondering,
paying?
I don't know.
Who's paying, because they're getting an 8-bedroom flat, or is it Love and Hip Hop?
Maybe Love and Hip Hop.
When did Love and Hip Hop start doing trips though?
Overseas, too, at that.
I know, right? It sounds like some basketball.
Yeah, don't it? That's what I was just about to say. I'm like, who was the last person who went like overseas on Love and Hip Hop? Like, nobody.
Nobody.
That's questionable.
But the comments are saying, because Bridget was like, oh, that's my second home. They know me. They treat me like a queen. They're like, we never heard of you, girl. Like, this show taught us about you.
And
like,
see, and then I thought about what that when she said that too. It's like, sis, you should want your people to know your music and be on the charts out here versus like the UK. Like, yeah, it's good money out there, but it's like at the end of the day, they're not the ones who got to see you every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she lives out here in LA. All your shows and stuff are going to be pretty much like in the US. Mm-hmm. That one little week tour or whatever that you got is not going to last for the rest of the year. Like, now what?
well, Jaywill pops up late. He missed the performance, but he, I don't
not a
know,
fan.
like,
I'm not a fan at all.
so Moniece is telling him, you know, to pretty much check La Britney. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I really don't understand what his issue is. I mean, don't get mad. He's the one who invited La Britney to come audition. So don't get mad if she actually did a great job, good enough to actually get selected for the gig. So, and then he's talking about, oh, you're supposed to be my friend and reject the gig or reject the opportunity. Like, no. Like, you're supposed to be supportive. I think a true friend, he's talking about, a true friend would give this up, but I think he should be a true friend and be supportive.
Right. I don't think she should give it up, but I think she should at least call him and like, thanks for telling me about it. I got the job or whatever. And then she would have found out he didn't, because it was like, oh, what happened? Did you get it?
I was definitely wondering. There was so many pieces that was just missing. Because I'm like, one, if they came together, how come they didn't leave together? Two, she didn't stay to see like whatever happened at the end of his audition, or she just got in her Uber and dipped. And then it was like, even just after that, y'all didn't text or call each other to be like, oh, the audition went well, or this is what happened. So it's like, how many weeks later was this in like this encounter, you know? But I was like, yeah, he just sounded like a hater. It was like friend turned foe like real fast. Because it was just like, you just sounded like a hater. Like, you invited me there and it's like, I got a little more shine. Now you mad? Like,
that's a frenemy for you.
Ain't it?
Rockstar is definitely a frenemy. He's obnoxious. He's not pulling off this Stevie J vibe he's trying to give off at all. No, I love Stevie, even though he does some crazy stuff. But this dude is just... He's Captain Saber, no. That's what he said. I mean, he just talks to girls crazy, like in the booth. Like, I don't know. Then he said he knows Monique's inside and out when she's like...
Oh, gosh.
And he always be giving little clues to the camera. So it's like, clearly, Rockstar, we know you're trying to say that you guys had sex.
It's
like, we
BS,
get it.
though. He's just trying to start something.
Is it?
I think so.
To be honest, I feel like Monique has got around too, though. She was with Rich Dollars, Drew, aka Lil Fizz. Now she with the lesbian girl. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe on a drunk night, they probably could have caught slipping or something.
Yeah, I think she did. When Fizz was with the Amanda girl, I think it did come out that Monique was like out here. I don't know. Well, at least she turned her life around, somewhat. Nikki and Paris, and they're watching the conference, press conference on TV, eating popcorn. They're not supporting their friend. I mean, Paris's reason, I don't do legal things. Like, it's not like you're going to the police station or you're going to the jailhouse. Like, would you visit someone in jail? Then what's the difference of going to a press conference to support your friend? Like, you don't have to be on camera with her. Like, just be there and hug her. She was about to cry, you know?
Yeah.
Hold on, before we get into that, was Teairra's press conference televised? Like, national, like we could see it like on a Wednesday morning type of thing?
At 7 a.m., maybe you would have saw it.
Look, I didn't see it. But okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Like, I was just like, wait, because I'm just like, she's talking about she didn't want to get into like legal matters, but it's like they didn't have the Channel 10 News, you know what I mean? Like Channel 5 News or whatever, all there broadcasting this worldwide for everybody to see. So it was like, you going there, you would have just ended up on Love and Hip Hop. Like, right. And then you're on it anyway because they switched to you and Nikki on the couch watching it at home. So it was like, either way, you on TV. So it's like, I don't get it.
Yeah, and then even Nikki's lie, her whole, my father. It doesn't even make sense because you were sitting there. You obviously answered Paris's call because Paris is at your house. Why you didn't answer Teairra's call?
But she was like, I wasn't at the press conference because I was with my dad in the hospital, Teairra. Like, you just don't understand that. But it was like, sis, you was on the couch watching a press conference live with Paris in your living room.
So funny. I didn't even put those two together.
I did, girl. Right at right at Les Jardins when they had that meeting.
I feel bad too for Nikki. I was like, oh, she was with her father. Teairra, give her a break. But now that you mentioned it, I'm like,
lying, sis.
You picked up the phone for Paris.
Oh, Nikki.
Why didn't you pick it up for Teairra? And at least Paris can be straight up, but Nikki is not so much.
And the crazy thing about it is they're gonna see it like at their reunion. Like now that she's gonna see the clips.
Now they're gonna be fighting for real now.
Yeah. Wow.
So, do we think she's a true friend?
Who, Nikki?
Or she's just trying to protect her money?
She's on the cusp. I don't know. Like, because it's like, it's a thin line between like, hey, you know what? We've been through a lot together. I respect you. You're my best friend. But girl, like, this is just a rough time. You know what I mean? I had my scandal. I don't really want to get tied up in yours either. You know what I mean? Like, if they could have had like a woman-to-woman conversation.
Like my dad said.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or if that was even the case too. Like, hey, girl, you know, I have some family stuff going on right now. This isn't a good time for me. But it was like, no, girl, like, you blatantly lied. You was sitting there on the couch chilling with your sweats on, like, watching the press conference, but you want to say you was at the hospital. Like, no, it's two different storylines.
Well, I know Akbar's pimp hand is strong because not only did he get Teairra back in the sack, he got Alejandra to come up there to the press conference and say she did it.
I wanted to.
What was that about?
Zena, go
honestly,
do some workouts.
Chewbacca, like... stop it. Just stop it.
Like, I'm like, we got Chewbacca. I'm like, she's like Xena the warrior. Like, I don't know.
They're too thirsty to be on TV. Like, Brooke said they used you, and it was like, it's so obvious because like they're doing too much. Like, why did she even show up? Like, how did you even know about the press conference? Are you part of the press? Did they do a announcement like show up here? Like,
they dive in too deep into, like, that's what I'm just saying. Like, the whole thing is just so frustrating because it's like Teairra, like, oh my God, I just want her to wake up. It's like, you know, we've all had little naive moments where like 17, staying out late or messing with a boy we shouldn't be, you know what I mean? But it's like, we've all grown from it. But it's like, Teairra, oh my God, you're too old to be so blindsided by what's going on in front of you. Like, I don't know this storyline, whether it's fake or not. Like, since it's two women who pretty much know like everything that you're doing, clearly, like they're all in a whole circle. Akbar is like a pimp trying to have like this whole cult going on. They all three of them had something to do with that tape being leaked. It's not one, it's definitely all three of them. And it's like all three of them should have got cut off. All three of them should have been sued. Like, I don't even know why she's over here like laying in Akbar's bed like, oh, it was my ex or something. Like, what was he saying in the little behind the camera? He was like, wasn't it your ex or something like that? And
I don't know.
She was
Were
like,
they
I think it was.
hiding
I don't know. And she's just like in the bed
so
naked. Like,
confusing
sis,
to me.
what?
That's what I was saying before. It's just like now it just makes me all the things that I'm seeing makes me feel that Teairra had something to do with it being leaked out. I think this whole
agree.
thing was staged. I think it was all planned. I mean, now Alejandra, Chewbacca, whatever, coming out saying I did it. And I'm thinking she wants a storyline. Like,
Yeah,
what is
like,
going
it's too
on?
much.
I think it's a publicity stunt. I really think it is.
Ain't it?
I don't know. I just hope girls don't put themselves out there like
I'm
that
like, this
for
got me a little
person.
warm because I'm just like, sis, like, wake up. Like, she's so blinded
I
by
feel
this.
like she can sing, so she don't have to do all this.
At
I
all,
think
right?
I think they used her. I don't think Teairra was in on this. I think because she really was about to cry. Like, I feel like.
I mean, I'd cry too, though, if my whole, you know, my personal encounters or whatever, like, were broadcasted to the world.
But I'm saying,
like, and I have
you're
to
saying
be
she
up here.
leaked it though. So why would she be so emotional about it?
I think it's a fake emotion.
I was about to say, you an actress.
She's an
like,
actress,
you gotta
exactly.
be,
Took some acting classes, you know, on the side.
Oh, she was in that
Show,
movie Lotto
like-
Ticket. I remember that movie, girl.
She did play the little neighborhood fine.
She had a
neighborhood
baby in
girl
there
or
with
whatever.
Well, Kimberly, she's watching on her TV as well. She's thinking it's a publicity stunt too. So she saw the thing with Mimi going on, and so she sees the similarities.
The funny thing is, we said that at the beginning too. We was like, why do these storylines just seem like they're being recycled? And now this Teairra sex tape sounded just like Mimi and her sex tape.
Exactly.
Well, back at Brooke's house with all these 20 bundles in her hair, like she had so much hair. Like, girl, give me some of that hair. We can both have that wavy look. Okay, it was enough for both of us. So Brooke is just being messy this season. Moniece says she's going to the studio. She immediately invites herself. And they just met like not too long ago. I don't know.
And it's like, don't you pay for studio sessions? I'm not like a musically inclined type of person, but it's like, I think you pay for studio session time and stuff like that. So
I
it's
think
like,
Rockstar used that 20,000 to pay.
probably had to pay
remember-
for Moniece's session.
Rockstar said he's been passing out favors, and Moniece was like, "Oh, you don't forget about me."
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's
he's
probably like a free little session come through
he's
home
doing
girls.
favors for all the Love and Hip Hop girls in exchange for some. I'm not gonna say that.
Some cookies.
Something strange
Some
for some
cookies.
change.
You want the cookie jar. From every woman on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the moment Brooke walked into that studio, it was just classless behavior. I wasn't here for none of it. Like, clearly, like, her whole demeanor, like, if this is, like, your homegirl or you're trying to have a friendship with her, you already shading her vocals, like, oh, and maybe hit the note, like, all extra in front of me. Like, and don't try to come in here trying to be Whitney Houston when I'm, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I hate a one-upper. Stop
Yeah,
trying to one-up
like,
me.
seriously.
Like,
I would have to check her. Like, Moniece is like, oh, girl, maybe this should be your song. Like, I would have been like, girl, it's time for you to go. Because clearly your intentions, like, did you come here and try to do some music today? Like, I would have been
Brooke
super
is
hot.
messy.
No.
She's so messy.
Super messy.
I
And I'm
think,
like, oh, girl, bye.
Moniece was a little intimidated too, because she sounded better.
I would
I
be
mean, she
too.
should be. I'm sorry, Moniece, but like, I mean, Brooke is a good singer.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
like,
I'm just like, no.
it's just not fair. I mean, if Brooke is trying to be a good friend or whatever, but she's just going all about it wrong. As she came in with a plan, I feel like very messy, and she didn't have to do all that. She was just trying
It was
to show
like,
off.
even when she was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and it was like they didn't know that she, passed out or whatever, collapsed outside the door. But it was like just playing back her music. You was already making faces like, I don't know, like shading
Right.
her vocals and stuff. It's like, girl, no, that's messy behavior. Get out of here.
And even after she collapsed, they were just that was what
It was
pissed me
jokes.
off.
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
just
jokes
joking
literally
about it.
after
I'm
that,
like,
like,
really? And
no.
he was like, oh, so you want to get in the booth? And then she went in the booth. I was like, really?
Yeah.
I can't stand them. I
Yeah,
can't.
first of all, you didn't even ride with her in the ambulance. Like, what kind of
Nobody,
friend is
like-
that? You gonna just leave her to the
Fake
to the
friends at all, no.
I would at least
I'm done.
rode with her. Well, or at least rode in an Uber to meet her there.
Or at least call, what's her name, KD or AD or what's the girlfriend's name? Like, where was the
yeah.
girlfriend at? Like, her whole family should have been
Forgot about her.
notified. Because it's like,
Seen her
I've
a
been
lot.
in a situation where it's like, I've had random moments where I blacked out and passed out. So it's like, I see where Moniece is coming from. But it's like, just to have friends that you thought are solid and like cool and like we kicking it and stuff. And like, y'all are roasting me behind my back and like making fun of my like situation because I passed out. Like, that's super classist. I was mad. I was like, no,
I
this
don't
is
know
like super disrespectful.
if Rockstar is gonna be a good fit for this reunion, because I think everybody's gonna want to fight him.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
Oh,
His
yeah, they
commentary, yeah.
Yeah,
no, his
from A1
Absolutely.
to Amber's mom, Sean Love, to Moniece, to
Lyrica.
like,
Everybody gonna have something to say to Rockstar.
Yeah, he
Watch him
should-
not show up.
yeah, he better do a video send in so
A
they
little
can just
Skype in.
right, Skype me in. So Akbar and Kimberly. So Kimberly gets a little curious.
She's so nosy.
Right, when she's watching it, she's like, I was supposed to meet with him. He didn't came to Hollywood and like connected with everybody in some kind of way at the grocery store. He
Well, see,
knows
probably-
he knows where to find women. That's what it is. He's knows to walk around the grocery store like he's a cook or
But
something.
wait, B, you gotta know who his mentor is. His mentor is like 50 Cent. Like, his 50 Cent is like his good homie. So it's like that whole womenizing, women's touch or whatever, that's all 50.
You think so?
Like, I don't know. He probably told him like some little ways of the game, but I mean, like him, Akbar being a little light skinned with green eyes, I mean, that has a nice little touch too. But it's like at the end of the day, he getting some little pointers from somebody because it's like you trying to have a plethora of women. No, he a pimp. Get out of
Well,
here.
50 doesn't have multiple women, and I know he's not walking around the grocery store.
That we
looking for
know
women.
of. 50 Cent too powerful. He a boss. Everybody on the low. They under wraps.
Well, Kimberly's plastic surgery, she was popping. Like her skin, it was looking really good. She was
Really
looking
nice.
good. Yeah, I don't know.
She
like
looked a little bleached. She looked a little light
but
skinned.
this is the thing. Like with the plastic surgery, does your face change often? Because she didn't look like that last episode. I don't think.
I think, well, maybe, I don't know if plastic surgery does, and unless you have like specific stuff like your nose or something done, but it's like medication can mess you up too. So it's like if she had to be on like tons of different surgeries, she was probably on like tons of medication to like relieve the pain, you know what I mean? So pain medication could have been messing with her, but she looked a little light skinned to me. I don't know. K. Michelle's looking a little different these days. She's giving me Teddy Perkins vibes.
Too much surgery. I don't understand why Akbar smiles every time he's acting.
He's a clown. He's such a circus act.
Seriously, I don't know, and he wasn't even answering her like straight up, giving her a direct answer. It kind of seemed like he was dancing around the question a little bit, and he was just like, I think at one point she was asking, "Oh, was it one of your girlfriends or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get into that."
And then he was like, I mean, you want to be a part of us? Like, it was just like some slick, like pimp creep. I don't know, like some old school. I don't know. It was just a mess. I was like, Akbar is like really bold out here.
But this is the thing. He came at Kay like, I want to include you, but why didn't he do that to Teairra? That's why I feel like Teairra's not in on the whole situation, because if he was straightforward with Alejandra and Sasha or Sade, whoever, and now K. Michelle and whoever else is at the grocery store and Bridget and all these people, why didn't he tell Teairra? Because he knew Teairra would probably walk away and that would mess up his chances.
You think so? I kind of feel like he probably did.
Yeah, me too.
And
Because if it's
Teairra
like,
just-
if he's so open with it, like with multiple people, we've seen it like already with him, like, you know, Brooke already said it. Now we got K. Michelle confirming it. It's like, this is probably his MO. Like, he's already just kind of approaching people like, hey, this is what it is. He probably told her something a little different. He probably didn't tell her those exact words, but he probably worded it to the point where it was like, dang, like, ooh, he sound good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he probably was like, ooh, I can give you this car. I got a nice little Range Rover. I don't even drive it. Like, you can have it. You know what I mean? She was probably falling for small things, and it turned out to be like a whirlwind of stuff, clearly.
But we saw they had a dinner earlier in the season where he did lie. We saw him lie to her. So do you think they planned this before the episodes were filming? Like, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna act like I don't know about your wife and leak a sex tape.
That's
Like,
I
true.
have
because-
a feeling that's probably how it went down.
I don't think
It
so.
went down like that with Nico and Mimi.
I don't know. Well, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, science fiction, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve our television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz TV continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit the subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz TV shows on the YouTube channel as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and comment right now. Leave us a note in group chat right now, and we will thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of talk. Who we got in group chat right now?
Oh, and if
girl?
you're listening to us on iTunes, give us that 5-star rating also. Shout out to Maurice Haynes, Kimberly Mayfield. They all said hey. Kimberly said she got the ring and now she just feels like she's the one. Brooke, yeah. Oh. Adrian agrees with you, V. He said Brooke is exactly like Carly Red. Shout out Adrian McCullough, Takana Martin. They said the only thing she didn't like was Monice's song. Everybody said Brooke's been shady like all season. China Doll, hey, shout out to China. She's back again. They all think Rockstar's a creep. Nikki is lying, talking about she was at the hospital. Alexis R, shout out to her. She said Paris had enough legal issues with Kimberly. Oh, I didn't think about that. And then let's see, China Doll. They think the story with Teairra is real. They all think Brooke was definitely after that session from the get-go. They're all saying, Kimberly said good luck to Marcus. And that was pretty much it. I'm like, everything. Yeah. China thinks, Akbar's a clown. He's a womanizer. Yeah.
They didn't say nothing about Sean Love and Amber and Applewats.
No, like, I guess we got to talk more about that.
Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Nagad Adawan. And then China Doll said, TT did say that she knew about the wife. Oh, yeah, he did tell her that from the get-go.
But I thought he said they were divorced.
Look, I don't know. It's a bunch of lies.
We're going to find out by the end of the season. We're going to be waiting on the edge of our seats for this.
Okay. This reunion, I'm just waiting for a reunion.
It's going to be crazy.
So, Amber is, trying to reconcile with her mom after all that issue with the record party, and now she's bringing Apple and helping her. And I think that's pretty cool because, they're friends. They've been working on set together. And so, I don't know. She met her. Sean was impressed. I mean, do you think this is a good deal for her?
I honestly really like their relationship, Amber Diamond and Applewats. And I like the fact that, they met up with the momager. I see some great potential with that whole team. So, I'm looking to see what happens. I mean,
we'll see. Amber, what's her name? Shen Love. She's giving me vibes of what's Waka Flocka's mom?
Deb.
Yeah, she wants to be Miss Deb so bad. But see, Amber was like, she manages Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz and stuff, and I was like,
when?
I was like, sis, where? Look,
where?
said that? Look, because I'm like, what?
But she had to do something because she is balling. She got a little.
I ain't seen Sean Love nowhere. I see Miss Deb and all the other momagers and managers more than I've never seen Sean Love until 11.
Maybe she's the angel investor. You don't have to see her. She just got them racks for you.
I don't know, with that mouth and all them racks, I feel like she's a little hard not to be seen. So,
well, she I don't know. She got some money from somewhere. So we heard the last episode what she did to get it.
I was about to say because she's sucking and open her legs to get to the top. So.
I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. Paris and Nikki, they meet up. They don't invite Teairra to the party. Teairra is like feeling some kind of way already, and she's just like, Nikki's not dialing my number, so I'm gonna go pull up on her. Monice's got her back, so they walk in, and she doesn't even sit down. She's like, let me tell you this. And so the back and forth exchange, I don't know. I think Nikki's just not being truthful, and we do find out the real reason is she's afraid of a lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish she was just upfront about it instead of just telling a lie that she was with her dad in the hospital or something like that. I mean, the least she could have done is at least just, text her, hit her up, saying, I'm thinking of you or whatever. I mean, if you don't want to show up, just be upfront. Just be a real friend. That's all.
I think she was just being real defensive. She was like, Teairra, why are you acting like this? You're delusional. Like, you're not being a good friend. She's not delusional. Stop trying to make her look crazy. And then she apologized at the end. And then, I love you. And it's like,
The whole thing was fake. I was over it.
Friends like that is crazy to me because it's like I believe in forgiveness and all of that, but it's like at some point I don't need your mess in my life. Like you're toxic or you're only here for a good time or you're a surface friend. Like we can go to brunch together, but I'm not telling you my business. Or I'm not gonna.
They definitely just need to be surface friends. Like I'll see you on the flip side, or I'll see you when we film for the season. But it's like other than that, cause it's like clearly you guys don't have any like respect for each other. It's like Teairra Marie's a little thirsty for friends right now. It's a little obvious, and then it's like Nikki. It's like Nikki is like showing you clear signs that she doesn't really care or doesn't really want to be there. So it's like, why beat a dead horse? You still trying to poke, trying to wake the horse up, and it's like the horse is like the dead.
I think Teairra should try to be friends with Amber and get with Sean Love, and then maybe Sean Love can do something for her instead of this Akbar guy. Yeah. She needs to find another friend.
She's always mixing with the wrong company. I'm telling you.
She's always looking for love, looking for a friend. Look for their hit record, sis. Call up Sean Love.
Look for yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't love others before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe she need to go back. Because it's like, you can't love yourself, like, love others until you love yourself.
Amen.
And it's like, you out here trying to please this man who wants to have, like, 15 other women. Like, he doesn't give any flying hoots about you, like, clearly. And it's like, no, it's just too much back and forth. She's giving me a headache at this point.
Yeah. So we touched on when LaBrittany and Jaywill got into it. He mentioned like his follower count and that was the reason why he should have been booked over her. Like she don't even have no followers like me or like Candy or combined. She don't even have nothing.
He said Jaywill and Candy. Like
she has 2 accounts.
Yeah, and combined, I guess LaBrittany's followers don't add up. First of all, my whole thing is just like I honestly know nobody who's checking for Jaywill or Candy, but like for him to just be this like confident and this just so blatantly out there is just like.
But he says he's bi. I'm confused because I don't see that side. Like I don't see how he could be with a woman or a woman would want to be with him.
With me. Like,
I don't see who would want that.
That's a hard pass. Whoop to the left.
You curving him, curving him.
Like whoa, like the Matrix on that one. Like whoa, no.
He's been leaning more towards the guys.
But do you think like in this culture, like even with us as being hosts and professional hosts, and then like somebody with a lot of followers, they can go get booked quicker than we can. Do you think that's a right way to look at it, or is it just promotion?
I think it's a promo. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Like I feel like I mean, in this day and age, people focus so much more on the following, you know, instead of really like the talent. But I really feel like in this case between Jaywill and LaBrittany, like there was an opportunity. I mean, Jaywill, if he wanted to take that opportunity, seize the opportunity, he should have showed off his real talents, which was being Candy. I mean, that's what it was about. It's pride. I mean, that's what he got booked for because he was Candy. And yeah, maybe the following obviously helps, but I think if you brought your following, but you also brought your talents, then he would have booked the gig like flying colors. But you know, LaBrittany, it doesn't really matter. I mean, in that point, in that opportunity, she outshined him.
Well, first of all, she has another gig. She wasn't even gonna take it, and but he didn't even come in and ask her. He was just like, "Oh, they selected you. Oh, you didn't even compare with me." But did you ask her? Did you come in and say, "Hey, so what are you gonna do about the gig?" Like, he didn't even give her a chance.
It seemed like, that's why I was just like, you guys didn't have any conversation. If you guys are quote unquote friends, you guys didn't have this like a pre-conversation. But going back to the followers thing, I kind of got like a rude awakening like 3 years ago at BET Experience. So I'm not going to say the girl's name, but it was a girl who wasn't even a host. Like she was like a Vine little funny comedian little person or whatever. So she was doing like a Coca-Cola little thing, like a little hosting, whatever. But it was like all millennials. So it was like all the people like the DCs and like King Batch and all them people when they were coming up. So she was like hosting that and doing it, and I asked one of like the producer guys, and I was like, how did like she get this spot over like somebody like me? Because it's like, I'm an aspiring host, I want to do this type of thing. And he was talking about her followers, and he was like, well, how many followers do you have? And I'm like, oh, like 2K or like 2,000, you know what I mean? She was like, oh, well, she has like 20K, blah blah blah. And I was just like, dang, like it's all about followers now. But I'm just like, what about like talent? Because she wasn't doing a good job though. So I was just like,
people are buying their followers.
Yeah,
like, that's a
what
new
I'm saying.
thing
So I'm just like,
and I'm just like,
there's really no like underlying factor of like how you guys are choosing talent. I have no idea.
Well,
I'm like, what about the auditions? Like,
tell us how to grow our following so we can get booked. Like, oh wait, LaBrittany got booked, so let's call her.
But she said she's turned down the show because she's going to London. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. You didn't even ask. That's communication is key. You can't just come in and be like, oh, so they picked you. You ain't gonna turn it down. She did turn it down. Actually, you didn't know. She's going to London. So
talked it out.
Look, he a clown because it's like now you could have had that spot probably as Jaywill or Candy if you wouldn't have showed your ass.
Yes, and then it was like that meeting went left so quick because I'm like, how do you get this mad at your friend this quick? And it was just like over a gig. It wasn't like he stole your man or he stole your money.
He was acting like it.
They were acting crazy. They started like praying, and then they started.
That was no prayer. That was
See, that was just like weird. That's how you know it's like underlying hate or like some realness that was like it was like I don't know, like he probably never liked her from the beginning. It was like he was being real fake and phony and was like, hey girl, we artists, let's stick together. But it was like, no, once she get a job over you, them true colors showed like that. Like, no, it was hard. He was hitting below the belt. You can't perform the followers, the talent. It's like, dang, you felt all that. Like, you didn't say none of this at the audition, though.
And he said Moniece is tighter than her. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know this?
Talking about she messing with A1 too. That's a new
and the loose box. He said she had a loose box. I know. They going too far.
Oh, yeah.
I want them to stop.
I need Jaywill to stop. Just period.
So Moniece ends up in the studio with Rockstar, like she set up early in the episode, and I don't know, her voice, I thought she could sing.
I did too. Maybe she just had a bad day. And
Stevie
Mackey is her cousin though, so I'm just like, I know she got vocals.
Wasn't she sick that day anyway? That's why her vocals were a little messed up.
I think the panic attack happened when Brooke came. I don't know.
I don't know what caused it, but I think she even said like after her session, after she was recording, she came back in and was just like, oh, I'm not feeling my best today or something like that. She said something along those lines. So I was thinking, oh, maybe, I don't know, she caught a cold or something like that. She got a sore throat.
It's two different things. Because I'm like, one, if you weren't feeling well, don't come to the studio session. But then it's like, two, at the same time, I'm just like that whole, like, because having a panic attack or whatever, or like anxiety, whatever, all that can happen at like in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like still disgusted at their behavior though. Cause I was just either way, if she wasn't feeling good, it was like nobody was there to pretty much like help her, but the producers and paramedics.
I don't know. I thought she could sing though.
I think she can, to be honest. I think I've heard a couple songs with Moniece and was like, oh, okay, she's not that bad.
It's wrong. She stole the song. It's I don't know. I don't know who's going to be friends at the end of this show, at the end of the reunion.
Everybody just seems so fake to me. Like, you know, you think...
Is this LA? LA is just fake.
I think Princess and Lyrica may be the only girlfriends that leave out of this because they're pregnant or like they're going to be mommies together. Because Princess has been the only one who hasn't really thrown no shade like this whole entire
do you
season.
think people in Atlanta cast, do you think they're fake as Hollywood, or do you think...
Oh, they all are.
Yeah, so
Every
you think...
franchises.
Okay.
I think Hollywood's a little bit more fake than Atlanta.
I don't know. So do we think Paris and Teairra and Nikki, are they going to stay friends?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Especially after the reunion now.
It all goes down at the reunion, you know.
Well, let's get into some predictions so we can figure out what happens next episode. Episode 10.
AfterBuzz TV.
Halfway there.
Well, what do you think is going to happen, Kayla?
A bunch of drama because clearly it already started with Sean Love already getting the ball rolling with her and Applewats' new relationship, and Applewats is in the strip club and misses the first meeting, and it already gave me Miss Deb and Grown Up Hip Hop storyline vibes because the same thing happened with her and Johnny Blaze. And it was like, no, you can't take the girl. What is it? Like, you can take the girl out the strip club, but you cannot take the strip club out the girl because clearly that's where Applewats is going to be found. And she throws a tantrum like she's 2. So I'm just like, I want to see how this is going to end. And because it hasn't even started yet. So clearly it's going to end before it starts.
Let's say you take on an artist and they have a job. It doesn't have to be stripping, but any kind of job. Do you expect them to quit their job? Or, I mean, why did she expect her to quit? I mean, she should have been at the meeting, but why should she have to quit?
I mean, that's just the only way that she can support her family. So, I mean, she has to do what she has to do. But I think, maybe she should have done a better job in communicating that. I mean, just to not show up. I think it kind of seemed like she just didn't show up and didn't even like give her a text or saying like, oh, I got to work tonight or nothing.
It looked messy.
It looked very messy.
Because I'm just like, when, like, how come they didn't text each other? Like, what's up with a calendar? Because it's like, when, if you got a strip on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, why is your meeting at 9:30? You know what I mean? Like, your meeting should have been earlier in the day. Get a little 11 o'clock in the morning meeting, and then you could be done by the nighttime, and you can go make your money for your kids. It was
Shaw made it at night so she could make sure that Apple was not in the strip club. That's what she was making sure of. And does she have to be at every meeting? That's what a manager's for. Meet for me.
That's true, but maybe it was like an introduction thing, because one, they're barely getting to know each other, so maybe it was like, hey, this is another producer or whatever, like, here's a little brief introduction. But even if y'all meeting at Starbucks for 5 minutes, sis, you could have did that before you started your shift. I don't know.
The one thing I don't like about Sean Love is she's like, I spend bands. Like, she always got to throw your money, the money in your face. If you do something for me, just do it.
And nothing to show for it, though. Like, nothing to show for it. I think Amber's biggest thing is that she's wilding out. I don't know.
All right, guys. we beat this like a dead horse. This show right here. I can't wait till the next episode. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Miss Conversation Piece. You can follow me on Twitter at MISS Convo Piece or Instagram, just Conversation Piece.
And I'm Janon, aka DJ. You could find me on Instagram at JanonBo.
Yes, and I'm Kayla Renee. You guys can follow me on Instagram at @theonly_Kayla Renee. All right, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz.
See you later.
See you later.